Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Imamur Hussain and with me is Khandakar Mahfouz Alam. We both are heritage practitioners based in Bangladesh. For the submission of World Heritage Multiple Memories competition organized by WHIPC, we have considered presenting the unique heritage context of Bithangal Akhra, Bangladesh. The Ramakrishna Akhra of Bithangal, or popularly known as Bithangal Akhra, is a listed cultural heritage of the government of Bangladesh. The site is situated at a serene landscape of Baniachang Upazila in Habiganj district. Bithangal is about 196 kilometers away from the capital Dhaka. The site embodies a contested past that has been reconciled in the current interpretation. The term Akhra has been derived from the Sanskrit word akvavat, which can be translated as a ground for performance. Akhra has a unique heritage significance, being a cultural interaction place for the believers of a particular faith as well as for the social groups who subscribe to a specific worldview. Like other Akhras, Bithangal is non-regimental in nature and lessly dominated by the disciplines of the doctrines. It accommodates people of different ages and provides semi-formal religious cum residential spaces. Bithangal Akhra has 120 rooms to accommodate the preachers and the saints. The architectural forms and spatial arrangement resembles the vernacular archetype of Bengal Delta. Beyond its form and materiality, the biography of the Akhra is embedded with several negotiations in the past. The historical context of this Akhra encapsulates an expression of social power for the subaltern grassroots. Bithangal was established in a context when there was a tension between power and religious practices. The caste system has stratified the society, forming in class differences and hierarchies, resulting in an identity crisis for the marginal communities. The cultural tradition of the lower caste were significantly suppressed by the elite knowledge and dominant interest, which has formed challenges in practicing and retaining the cultural values. In a such antagonistic context, the ordinary people were thriving to have grace from being neglected and disregarded. In this background, in 17th century, Guru Ramakrishna Goswami, who was a preacher of Vaishnavism, who personally believed in religious equity, established Bithangal Akhra. Here, he equally treated his disciples as well as people from other faith. While the site contributed in constructing peace and social harmony, it also has a spiritual meaning. So Guru Ramakrishna Goswami established this Bithangal Akhra at the tranquil Haur wetlands in a reasonable distance from the materialistic society. The believers could meditate in a serene landscape where the sacredness could hardly be interrupted. People could only reach here by boats that took days. From a phenomenological discourse, this was a spiritual journey. The Akhra was a physical manifestation of the peaceful Vaishnava religion. In the Kirtan songs, the celebration of puja on full moon, and in collective performances, both the performers and the visitors could find a spatial connection between heaven and the earth. The management committee of Bithangal Akhra faced a significant challenge during the Governor General Lord William Bentinck. He reformed the land revenue administration and revoked its Lakheraj or revenue-free land status. Also during the Swadeshi movement in the British period, this was a temporary hideout for the protesters. The negotiations of meanings and values within the context had imposed challenges that contributed to obscuring multivocality and created difficulties in interpretation. So the heritage endowment has augmented the religiosity, endorsed the historical significances, and re-established the embedded cultural values. Beyond the conflict-ridden historical context, in negotiating unity and equity, the inclusive atmosphere has been restored. The current interpretation of Bithangal Akhra prioritizes the temple management committee in decision-making process that eventually ensures conserving oral histories, traditional performances, and ritual practices. The intervention of this interpretation is an empathetic and sensitive approach that focuses on preserving the reverence atmosphere and liturgic values embedded within the site with very minimal physical alterations of the building materials and the heritage objects. Bithangal welcomes again the interfaith audiences and influence them to be active meaning makers in the ritual performances as well as secular activities. It significantly promoted a narrative of peace and solace beyond its boundary.